So I said that extrude can be used to draw pretty much most shapes, but what would I do if I wanted to draw something like a cone shape? Because extrude just takes a circle and goes straight up, it doesn't do a cone. How does it go to a point? Or maybe a sphere, or something round like that? Well, what we can do is there is another button up here called Revolve, and that's what we use to make spinning shapes. So what we first need to do is we need to do another new sketch. So I'm going to do a new sketch on this face here. I'm just going to come over the side and make the shape over here instead. So what does a cone look like? Well, a cone is a triangle, so I'm going to draw a triangle. But this is wrong. I've drawn it wrong, because what the Revolve does is that you only take half of the shape. Because the Revolve is like two shapes beside each other. When you cut it in half, you see two identical shapes beside each other, and then a line down the middle that the shape spins around. So what we instead need, instead of drawing the whole shape, we delete that and we just draw the line down the middle. And I'm going to trim off that little bit. So that's our half of a cone. So this line here is the line that it spins around, and that's the outside shape of the cone. You'll understand in a minute when you see it. So I'll finish my sketch and I click on Revolve. And as you can see, Inventor's automatically selected the shape that we're going to use, but it doesn't know which edge that it spins around. If I was to click on this edge here, there we go, there's our cone. You can see that this shape is spinning around that edge, and that will make a cone. Now I can click on axis and choose this edge instead, and you see the cone goes over here, but it's not a cone anymore, it's got a pointed bottom. It's two cones stuck together. Or I can be really silly and click on this edge over here. No, I can't. I can click on this edge. Come on, Inventor, stop thinking. That's my axis. I want to spin around this axis. Oh, we'll click OK. Well, that didn't work. We'll try again. But what you can do, I'll edit this sketch and show you what I was trying to do, because that didn't work. If I put a line here, so instead of spinning around this line, I'm going to spin around this line. We'll see what happens. So we'll edit the feature. We'll choose this as the axis instead. So we've sort of got a cone, but we've got a cone of a hole in the middle. So the axis doesn't need to be touching the shape that you want it to touch. The axis is simply the shape, the line that the solid spins around. So as long as that axis is either the edge of the shape or over to one side, it's fine. What doesn't work, if I edit this sketch again and move this into the middle, you'll see Inventor's going to complain. This isn't going to work. It doesn't work. Because the shape must be over to one side of the axis. The axis can't cross over your shape, otherwise it won't work. And there we go, we've got errors coming everywhere. So we'll put that back over there. And now that works with every shape. So if I was to edit this sketch again, if I put a circle over here, finish sketch, edit feature, click on profile, select that one as well. I've got a donut on top of my hollow cone. And that can make some pretty interesting shapes too. And extrude and revolve, you can now draw pretty much 99% of things in the world. So with just those buttons, we can draw anything. Just stacking things on top of each other, holes and extrusions and revolves. You draw anything. Trust me, I've done it. Okay, that's the end of revolves.